Hello again, our dear viewers, and today we have a special guest and a special story that can inspire a lot of people, specifically when it comes to weight. I know Abdallah sometimes when I want to go to the gym and I try to lift, like weight and do like some nutrition, and then some of my friends they tell me like, hey, you didn't gain any weight, I'll feel really depressed.
Yeah,
So how about if you were really obese and then people telling you that you are gaining weight? That's gonna be more difficult.
it's gonna crush your morals, right? It's gonna be demoralizing.
Exactly.
And I do remember a story that one time I couldn't pass the 80 kilograms, right, for a long time. And then suddenly I get 30 kilograms. I was like fat at the time. I was like, what just happened? But the good thing is that today we have a guest that can help us answer that question. What happened?
Exactly. Today we have Aisha Hammadi, who's a pediatric teen and obesity physiotherapy. She's gonna help us understand what are the challenges that the kids, also like some of the adults, are enduring and how the family support can help turning their kid into a hero.
Yeah, she's basically gonna educate us all about the things we must take care, especially when it relates to obesity in children. And from the doing a little bit of research, she's gonna emphasize the role of parents and how much of an integral part they play in that.
Definitely. So alert parents, kids, this episode gonna be very, very important, especially that we are approaching summer. So don't miss it. Welcome back, our dear viewers. We're still continuing our interesting segments with interesting guests. We are talking about obesity. I know it could be a very challenging situation and topic. Sometimes it could be very sensitive to some of you. However, our guest is really special and she's interested in this path and she's also has some experience in this path. So please welcome with me with enthusiasm, Aisha Hammadi. Welcome to the show, Aisha.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Definitely. Aisha, she's pediatric and teen obesity physiotherapist. So she has a lot of knowledge about this topic. So welcome, Aisha.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I know like we've been gathering like in some cultural events,
Yes.
talk about different topics. But today is the first time we're going to talk about obesity.
Yes,
Yes, definitely.
Especially in children, because it's such an important topic.
it is.
Yeah.
It is. And recently, the statistic here in Kuwait shows that around 40 to 50% of children in primary school and in secondary school they're either overweight or they're obese.
That's such a large amount
It
of
is.
people.
It is.
Because I remember when we were in school, I think there was a trivia or something like Kuwait
Yes.
was like the third or the second
Yes.
highest in terms of
Yes.
obesity. So to see that continuing now, even with children, is such a.
It's actually increasing.
Oh, so is that, that's such a underwhelming kind of trivia you don't want to hear.
Yes.
But fortunately, we have you today to enlighten us about this topic and
Thank you.
spread some awareness.
Yes.
Yeah. And yeah. No, I was just going to go and ask you about the beginnings
Yes.
of this. Yeah. It's such a specific kind of career. Like, what made you choose this one?
Well, first of all, I chose physiotherapy because I've always loved helping people feel better and get stronger. But pediatric obesity became personal to me. I myself struggled with weight when I was a teenager.
Oh,
Okay.
So I understand how it feels. For pediatric obesity and teenagers, I took special courses to be able to deal with these kind of cases, both physically and emotionally.
Was there like some member of your family that kind of really get into obesity and that kind of inspired you to pursue this field?
Actually, it's totally opposite. All my family are athletes.
Really?
Yes.
I know some
Yes.
of your brothers, they
Yes.
are indeed
Yes,
athletic.
yes,
yeah.
they are. I started gaining weight when I was in secondary school,
Okay.
and it continued with me until high school.
High school.
So yes.
And what about kids and teens in particular that made you choose this kind of demographic to work with?
I am a pediatric physical therapist.
Yeah.
For a start, so I deal usually with this age group.
It's
Yes.
under the same umbrella.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it is. The Belgium Physical Therapy Association published a study suggesting that the physical therapist should be the one who is exercising pediatrics obese children
Yeah.
Okay.
because of his knowledge in physiology, psychology, anatomy, and child development. It's not safe for them to exercise like as the regular kids, because they have conditions, sometimes hypertension, sometimes diabetes, fatty liver. So they have to exercise in a certain way, and we have to make sure that every movement that they're doing is effective and safe for them.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
they have like different treatment than the regular people.
Yes,
Okay.
they do.
And that-
Because usually we have morbid obese children. Those are the one who has a percentile of 99% of body mass index,
Okay.
which is a big number. Because we have limited seats in our clinic, we usually take the most risky patients, not the one that can exercise in the gym or they
Okay,
can
I
exercise
see.
with their parents.
And how do you define, besides the body mass index, how do you define a risky patient?
They have to have comorbidities, like children are different than adults.
Yeah.
Obesity affects their bones, their growth.
Yeah.
They walk in a certain way. They have loss of balance. It's hard for them to stand up from the floor if they're sitting on the floor. So we have a lot of inclusion criteria for these kind of patients. They have to be the percentile should be above 88 with comorbidities,
Yeah.
or 90% and above with
Okay.
no comorbidities. They have to be cooperative.
Oh, okay.
That's yes. We don't. When I set an appointment for the parents, I ask them, are you sure that the kid is willing to come? I don't want you to force him to come. He has to choose that, because I can't force them to exercise. Like you have to jump or something like
Yeah.
that. They have to be willing, and the parents should be willing to come.
Okay, so the
Yes.
parents play important role in
Of
also like, the
course,
treatment.
of course. Parents shape the routine for children, from screen time to
Diet.
yes,
nutrition.
to everything, especially in that age group. So their role is essential. If the change, if everyone is involved in that change, the change stays. It lasts more than if the child feels like he's alone or no one is eating healthy. He's the only one that has different kind of food. He has to exercise, and the other parents or the other siblings are not doing anything.
Yeah.
So it's
Yes.
like a collaborative work between
Of
the
course.
physician, the kid, and the parents.
Yes. We work in the hospital in a multidisciplinary team. I'm the physical therapist. I'm responsible for his movement. We work in a multidisciplinary team.
Okay.
I'm the physical therapist who's responsible for the movement, the dietitian who's responsible for the diet, the pediatric endocrinologist. Sometimes they give them medication. They deal with the comorbidities. So we make sure that the patient is having all kind of
Support. And
support.
help they
Yes,
need.
yes. We're still lacking the social support from the behavioral therapist, which we would like to have, because children usually eat for different reasons.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're bored. Sometimes they're just eating because the food is there. Sometimes they're sad. Sometimes they have emotional eating.
So you gotta find the cause of it and
Yes.
basically treat that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, because we have to find the root cause, not just
Yeah.
from the outside.
Because I'd imagine it's more about lifestyle changes
It is.
Instead of
Yes,
making the
yes.
changes right now.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And I want to highlight something, because talking about obesity, admitting obesity, basically showing yourself to the public can be a shameful or something that children feel bad about.
Yes.
And so how do you overcome that? How do you give them the proper support and give them the safety?
For me, I create a non-judgmental environment. It's a safe space for them. I make them feel welcomed.
Yeah.
We divide them into groups depending on their age and their size, so that they don't feel alone. They feel seen and they feel comfortable. We create
Okay.
a community, not just a clinic for them. I introduce them to each other.
Breaking the ice,
Yes,
having like teamwork.
yes.
Very nice.
So they don't feel alone. session by session, they become more comfortable with me
Okay,
and for
yeah,
coming.
That's
Yes.
really nice. And I
Yes.
think like some of the viewers who are watching us, you know, in some events, like maybe in Eid or like after like a long period of time, when you gather, family gathering or friends gathering, they be like, hey, it seems like you gained some weight, you know?
Oh, yes, yes, they do.
So what do you advise people who they think like it's normal, but for you as a physician, do you see it like normal, or maybe they should change this kind of phrase?
Of course, of course. Especially the younger age group find it difficult to stand up for themselves or to stay like it's not your business. So we have to aware these kind of people
Sure.
that it's not okay to shame them, to make them feel like. Usually, if someone says that, sometimes they do it with good intention.
Exactly.
They want them to lose
But they're
weight.
still hurting people.
Yes,
Yeah.
but exactly. So you have to make sure that it's, as a parent, I should tell my sisters-in-law, the family, do not comment on the child.
mention that case.
Yes.
So now we see it. If you are having like an event or like the next Eid, Eid of
Yeah,
Adha,
yes.
don't mention that. Just say, hey, how are you? How you doing? That's it.
Yes. You look nice. You can say you look nice.
Yeah,
Yes.
And I want to highlight about the treatment itself.
Yes.
So basically, when the children of obesity walk into your clinic, what are the steps that's going to be taken? Like, how is the treatment going along?
First, we do a proper assessment. We assess their cardiovascular system, which means the breathing and the heart rate. Usually, when they have problem with that, because it's when they start walking for a longer distance, they start having like fast heartbeat. They start breathing rapidly.
Yeah.
So we assess that. We assess also the balance, because as I mentioned before, they have balance issue, and we assess as well if they're having any medical problem. They have to take the proper medication and the right timing.
Yeah.
So if the patient is diabetic, I have to make sure that he's having his medication prior or post the session, the food and all of that. And then we do the measurement for the waist circumference. We measure the waist circumference because it's the most reliable one for the fat loss. Not anything else, because the scale we use the scale, but the scale is only it calculates a lot of things: your water, your muscles, your bones,
Nutrition.
yes, everything. But the waist circumference, if the patient loses from his belly fat and his circumference is less, it's only fat.
Only fat.
Only fat.
So it's
Yeah.
like a good sign.
Yes, it is. It is.
Okay.
So we make sure that we take this number before we start the program, and we also ask them about their prediction.
Yeah.
We have to know, because I have to be honest with them, and I am harshly honest with the parents, to be honest, because they have to know. I tell them, if you exercise every day and you don't fix your diet, you will not lose weight.
Yeah.
And if you don't lose weight for like
You feel demotivated.
yes, and I want my part is to lead them. My part is not to do a quick fix.
Sure. definitely.
Parents think that if the patient, if the child comes to the clinic, by 2 sessions he will lose all the weight that he gained.
Yeah,
This is not realistic.
It takes time.
It takes time. It takes time, and it's hard. It's not easy. So I make sure that they understand that it takes time, and it's difficult. You have to
definitely
work.
difficult.
You have to work very hard to achieve that goal.
It's difficult, but it's also possible that the
is.
kid can change and be a better shape and in good health.
Yes.
More to know about obesity with teens and kids later on, so stay tuned after the break.
And we're back on the Untold for the interview segment. We're with Aisha AlHammadi, and I'm going to ask you about something that I think a lot of people underestimate:
Yes.
the importance of family members and parents for these obese kids, to give them proper support. Is that, as integral as we think it is, or is it all on the patient itself?
Because we're talking about pediatric, and the age group that I'm dealing with is from 7 to around 18 for females and 12 for males.
Yeah.
Most of the work relies on the parents.
Oh. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
their role is essential, because if the child wants to order food, from where he will order the
From
food?
the parents.
Exactly. If he's eating, like he's sneaking chocolate, and because they're there.
Yeah.
So the most important part is to educate the parents. I'm having problems with the parents because of that. Yes.
Because you hear it from, I mean, even I hear it from a lot of parents. It's like, "Magdar aleh."
Yes.
So they just, order
let
for
him.
him. Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what's my answer is for that question?
Yeah.
شلون أنا بقدر عليه?
Yeah.
If you're the parents,
Exactly.
you're not able
Controlling.
to control his environment. How am I supposed to do that? So if they say that, I said, how am I supposed to help? My role is to show them,
Yeah.
to lead them to the way, not to make them reach the way.
Yeah. Because like you said, they're taking the easy way out.
They are.
They
are.
don't, want to put all of the effort and the
Yes.
time it takes.
Yes.
And speaking of that, whenever the child loses motivation, it's so hard for them. It's so it takes a lot of effort.
Yes.
How do you keep them on track? How do you keep them still motivated?
Actually, I had one of my patients. She didn't want to come because she felt ashamed. She was like, I don't want to come. I'm fat. I'm not gonna change. So I reached out. I listened with no judgment. I told her that I'm here to help her and it takes time. And I told her, I've been there. I know that you think that it is what it is, but it's not. And then she came back and she motivated others.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it depends. Each case is different. Usually I know the key to the child.
Yeah.
For me, it's important to have a good relationship with them.
Sure.
Because they have psychological problems. They have low self-confidence. They feel everyone is looking at them. It's difficult for
Like
them
they
to
are
show
left
out. Yes, and it's difficult for them. But the thing that I learned that they're resilient. They keep showing up even if they don't see results.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And if specifically if you like find the right motivation for
Yes.
them. I
Yes.
remember back in the days I used to be really skinny,
Yeah.
like a stick. Oh no, like a stick was wider than me. I was
good
like
old
a
days.
skeleton, like a
Yeah.
skeleton.
Yes,
And my parents, they were resisted. They couldn't like really help me to eat more.
yes.
And until one time, my grandfather, he came and he told me like, hey, they're gonna do like some WWE wrestling. And he know I love WWE
Yes.
at that time. So he told me they want new champions. I'm like 7, 8 years old.
He gave you the motivation.
Exactly.
Wow.
He told me like you need to eat 2 more,
Yes.
meals so you can really gain weight. And
Yes.
then so he find the right motivation.
Yes.
Yes. In that term, what's some successful story that you have?
Yes. I had this patient who was 12 years old.
12 years old.
Yes, and newly diagnosed with diabetes type 2 due to his diet and lifestyle. He was referred to me. He was in the general ward in our hospital, and he was devastated. The family were devastated because it's scary, to have a child with type 2 diabetes. So we started our program. He started with 98 kg.
For a child?
Yes,
Oh.
he's 12. He was 12.
That's the same as me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we started our program. I gained his trust. After 3 months, and his weight circumference was 136 centimeters. So after our program, in 3 months, he lost around 9 kilograms, and his weight circumference dropped around 30 centimeters.
30%.
Yes, and
Amazing.
his medication dose was reduced. His glucose level also decreased from 10 to 6. So he made a major change. I think one of the key success to this story is the parents, because they were scared.
Yeah.
And all of them, when I saw the family, all of them, they joined the gym. All of them, they're eating healthy.
Yeah.
Yes. So he didn't feel that he had to do it himself.
So he not only inspired himself, but he inspired
Yes.
the people around him.
Yes.
And since we are approaching summer, like it's gonna be like in July, in August, 3 months, you can really change. So
Yes.
here you have it, like the full program.
Yes.
And speaking about obesity, what is something that is so misunderstood about that? Because I know for a lot of people, they immediately blame these patients and they're like, it's all their fault. But I
Yes.
think that's a misconception.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. Obesity can be due to a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people do not understand. They say just stop eating. Some people have genetic to gain fat. Like if I eat an amount of food and you eat the same amount, I will gain weight.
Yeah.
You know. And some people have low metabolism.
Like they could inherit from their family members.
Yes, but a low metabolism means that your body burns less calories.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't do anything. It's just the way your body is. So it can be due to a lot of
I
reasons.
remember one of the reasons is that like this could be the only source of food that you have in your family.
Yes.
Like they don't
Yes.
offer like any
Yes.
other like healthy
Yeah.
diets or something. All what you have is fat, junky food.
Exactly. It's cheaper, Marzouk. It's cheaper, and you know that obesity in people who have financial problem is higher than people who have good income. It's more.
Yeah.
It's more
And I
because
do,
they don't have access to good food.
yeah. And I do remember hearing about that because I listen to a lot of podcasts
Yes.
for health and stuff. And I remember hearing about a case that was done a study between two twins when they gave them basically the exact same diet.
Yes.
And one of them gained more weight than the other. So it depends on a
Yes.
lot of factors, not just the amount of food
It
they're
does.
eating.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. And even if you like, stress can affect your weight gain and your weight
Yeah.
loss. So it depends on a lot of things. You can't just say just stop eating or just
Yeah.
move more.
Exactly. Since summer is approaching, I know a lot of patients, they want to lose weight so quickly. So do you feel pressured? Especially that
course.
summer's approaching and they want to participate in marathon, keep going, keep smiling.
Definitely. That's the first question I hear. When will I lose weight? Or how many kilograms I'm able to lose. So I'm very honest with the parents about this. I'll tell them
How long is
it's not about quick fix. It has to be about the habit changing.
The habit change.
Yes. It has to be like this, because if we do something, if they're expecting to lose like this amount of weight and they
this
don't,
month, this time.
yes, they will be,
Demotivated.
yes,
Losing
if they don't reach that goal.
It's all about expectations
It
and
is.
lowering them.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
And speaking of expectations, I think that's a disease of social media because people just want fast results.
Because they think they will lose weight at like the speed of a reel. You know, when you watch the reel,
Yeah.
it's not like that.
Yeah,
It's not.
especially kids because they're so easily influenced. I'd imagine they show up to you and they're like, can I be, this 20 kilos less in 1 month?
Yes. One teenager, she showed me a picture of a model. She said, I want to be like this. I was like, okay, we'll try, but you have to keep it as a motivation.
You have to have some patience.
Yes, you
Yeah.
have to have something.
And I think that's the problem in today's world is that a lot of people don't know how long it takes for actual change to happen.
For me, I tell them it's how long did it take you to reach that weight? There'll be years. I'll say just give it the same time that you gained this weight. So they understand. It's not like they didn't gain like in 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, it's a lifetime choice.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
That's really wonderful.
Yes.
And I like your approach dealing that. Was there some cases where you were like, no, I cannot deal with it? You referred to another expert maybe? For some
Actually,
cases?
I do that a lot.
Okay.
We have limited seats in our clinic, so I want to make sure that they go to the right person, the one who's ready, not the one who needs time.
Yeah.
For me, it's not about weight loss. It's about being there, about being consistent to show up. It's not about the weight that they lose. I've never said to a patient or to a teen or a child, do not come to my clinic, and he keeps showing. A lot of them, they'll be like, no, we cannot come. We have other things to do.
It's not a priority for them.
Yes, it's not a priority for them. So for me to be consistent is
Key,
the key to continue with
Definitely.
yes. And sometimes we say no because of the medical condition of the child. If he has any comorbidities like diabetes and he's not taking his medication,
Yeah.
it will be risky for them
Yeah.
to exercise. So yeah, but like referring them to other specialties, we do,
Yeah.
yes. If I think that if the patient is not having nutritional support or counseling, we refer them,
That's very nice.
and if he needs medication, we refer them as well.
Yeah. So I think in what I would like parents to take is that I'm not going to say it in English, that in terms of food and diets, لا تدلعونهم,
Yes,
right? Because you know the decision they make as kids is going to live with them
Yes.
for their
Definitely.
entire life.
definitely.
Yeah.
Don't spoil them. Offer them a positive environment with motivation, with consistency. They definitely gonna change, and with the right help, like Aisha AlHammadi, the expert of pediatric, teen, and obesity, they definitely gonna reach their goals, and they're gonna be ready for the summer.
Thank
you
you.
so much, Aisha.
Thank you for having
Such a
me.
great
Thank
pleasure having
Thank
this
you.
conversation with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And our audience, we're gonna go into a quick break, and then we're gonna be back. Stay tuned.
Unfortunately, that was all of the time we've had on the Untold. We've had a tremendous guest today, Aisha AlHammadi. She educated us all about child obesity, the things that you must take care of.
Sure, some of the things that you really need to take into consideration is that don't mention or don't demotivate other people or other kids specifically, because they really need emotional support so they can follow their goals and achieve weight loss.
Yeah, and I also love how she emphasized the fact that it's not about not anticipating long-term results. It's not about not having patience. It's not about not having the parent support.
Sure.
It's about all of those combined, right? It's a long process. It's going to take a long time of discipline, of motivation, of family support, and how all of those factors play a role in children obesity. It's not on the patient itself. It's all about the things
The other
surrounding them.
elements.
Yeah.
The other elements, and one important element she mentioned is that the mindset, the habits. Because if your habits are not good, you're gonna return to your old routine. Then unfortunately, you're gonna gain weight.
Yeah.
So consider these elements and consider the key element, habit, mindset, because they're gonna help you shape your body and be ready for the summer. Until next time, work out and stay in shape.